And I'm going to present you the tool called RPA Supervisor, which can be nicknamed as automated control. What it is and why I'm presenting this tool, because I'm really excited from having in my hands this tool, and you will see the exercise in the afternoon session, the real tool. So what it is about, it provides an intuitive interface for managing and scheduling your RPA processes. And the interface is actually a web-based. So in the simple word, you can say it's a web-based control room, but it's much more, because it actually does the scheduling. And the scheduling is done the way that you enter the SLA requirements for your process, and RPA Supervisor ensures that those SLA are met. So let's see what we have next. So you can ask, okay, so who is the target customer or audience for this product? So I assume that everybody who is attending today's workshop is having a blue Prism and some RPA operation, people or teams who are taking care of day-to-day operation, that the robots are working fine, they are not hanging, or they need to restart machines. So I assume that everybody at least can say yes to one of the questions which I wrote down here. So if you ask yourself that why my robot stopped working when I went for lunch, or why my process terminated when the target system was not responding or available, were my robots not working when they should? Many of you is asking question that, okay, shall we go 24/7? But what if goes something wrong during the midnight or during early morning? What if robot hangs and all following schedules are actually postponed because that hanging caused, not additional schedules being processed? Everybody wants to get more out of your robot, so maybe sometimes your robots are idling, waiting for some work to be done, but because of the schedule, how it is done, they are just idling, waiting. So definitely everybody wants to increase the robot's utilization. And one of the questions which we are receiving is that, okay, sometimes I would need like several additional licenses for limited time because we have a spike or peak in our processing demand, but it's not something where we would want to buy full robotic license for a year or something like that. So if some of the questions sound familiar to you, then the RPA Supervisor is really the tool which you can use. How it actually works, the RPA Supervisor is reading the information from Blue Prism, and you just define your schedules based on response time, working hours, resource groups, and all those parameters. And RPA Supervisor does all the scheduling for you. So you are not defining your schedule, okay, run every 5 minutes every day. You are just saying, okay, run this process when there is a pending item in a Blue Prism queue, and run it on all machines or group of machines, and the working hours when the process can run is actually 24/7 or something different. And you won't start the process within 10 minutes when the pending item appears in Blue Prism queue. So these are the parameters which you define in RPA Supervisor, instead of taking into consideration, okay, are items coming in the morning, or shall I put this process in the afternoon? What is the business requirements when the items should be finished? Is it by some time or something like that? So all those features are available in RPA Supervisor. You can see as well that the trigger for the process can be, as I said, pending item in a Blue Prism queue or time interval, which is like the schedule which we are used to use in current control room, then the file system changed. So there is a file appearing on your file system. And as said, today you need to consume one license to check that. So with this, you are actually not consuming the robotic license for that. So really, the tool, I'm pretty excited to have that tool available. The RPA Supervisor, because you define your SLA requirements, so the RPA Supervisor actually automate prioritization and optimization. So it constantly, the engine which is behind the tool actually constantly evaluates what is needed, what should be worked on as a priority. So when your robots are working on lower priority work, and then higher priority work becomes available, then RPA Supervisor reshuffles your resources accordingly so that you do not breach your SLA. It can scale up and down the number of digital workers which are working on a particular process, and it monitors all incoming work and all available resources so that all that optimization can be done. And the reporting, I know that everybody is kind of preparing your own Excel reports for the business to show how much time robots delivered to the business. And with RPA Supervisor, you can actually see live reports being updated real time, or monthly, quarterly reports showing the time delivered to the business, how many queue items were handled, and many more information. There is also advanced notification, which allows users to subscribe to those notifications of various events affecting your operations. And as I said, the reporting is very easy and out of the box. So you just look at this, you can present it to your business users, you can give access to your business users, and they can see on their own what the robotic workforce is doing. You may ask, so how it all works, what I need to do. So on the picture on this screen, what is in green color, that's the part which is being added by RPA Supervisor. So RPA Supervisor is actually a separate database, and there is a Blue Prism environment integrator component which talks to Blue Prism and actually reads all the necessary data to provide the functionality which I was talking about. And what is also very interesting, that if you want to go with RPA Supervisor, first it can be delivered on-premise or as a cloud solution, and the implementation time is usually within 2 weeks. So within 2 weeks, you can have those really interesting features in your RPA operations. So just a short summary. With RPA Supervisor, you are getting more efficient, responsive, flexible, and stable digital workforce. You are also finally giving the business users access to operational information, so they can really see on their own what they want to see, what they are interested in. And when you think about how we are working currently in control room, well, we are used to that already, but in this tool, you are more focused on SLA requirements rather than, okay, shall I run this process every 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and what should be done? So you rather put SLA requirements, and RPA Supervisor will do all the scheduling and calculations. What you are getting as well is that all items will be prioritized and processed as when they are available to the robots and based on SLA requirements. And when you have resources with problems, where possible, it will be automatically fixed. maybe restarting the resource, restarting the robots, or putting on hold that resource to minimize effects on operations. So that would be very quickly about the tool. Now, okay, very good question. Is there some functionality which RPA Supervisor cannot do, but IADA can? It's a very good question. It's a difficult answer because I don't know both products in such detail that I could say, okay, RPA Supervisor is better in this area and IADA is better in this area. But let's look during afternoon session. If you are attending RPA Supervisor, maybe you may say for yourself. But at this moment, I can't say whether one tool is better than the other one.